St. Joe Live movie reviews.
Ghost in the Shell hits the theaters, and you know what? We're a couple of fanboys that just want to talk about it, so let's get into it, Dave. You and I are both fans of the anime version of it, too, so let's have that perspective a little bit. How do you think it stood as comparison to the anime?
It just doesn't really go into the deep philosophical themes that the original series and the original movie does. You know, it has this oversimplified script from a technological perspective, from a theme perspective, and it's just so much action. It doesn't have time to really dazzle the viewer with the themes.
Well, we're on the same page here because as expanded as the anime was and as beautifully crafted it was, this film does have its high points and it does visually have a very strength, but it just doesn't have the time to cover all the subtle nuances that makes the original so strong. You're probably feeling the same way I do, that I think one of the great things about this release is that it's going to bring a lot more attention to the anime, to the far better production of Ghost in the Shell that's out there.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. There was a lot of controversy about Scarlett Johansson's casting, and I have to ask myself, maybe someone could have done it better. I mean, the Major's a hard character to nail.
Well, it is, and you know, the whole whitewashing issue with it too, I think has played out well with the context of what they're doing here for the film version. It's missing what was truly interesting about the anime for me, though, which was the development of that character and her life within Asian society, and those things that seemed to just to be totally missing, hinted at, but kind of missing in this one as well too.
Scarlett Johansson's performance was kind of lackluster. She had this awkward walk throughout the entire film. The other characters and actors might have been good if we took some time to really get to know them. The actor that played Chief Aramaki, I liked him, but again, the character just wasn't very developed. I really liked Bato and the actor that played him. I mean, I thought that was a solid performance.
All these characters are so very strong on the way there too, but you've hit the point. There's just not enough time to develop all these people efficiently, and still giving screen time to Scarlett Johansson, who's essentially, you know, walking this thin Westworld line between animatron and real person, and I think we've just seen it better. We've certainly seen it better. Westworld's a great example of some things we've seen out here.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina is another great example of what we're seeing out here. This sadly feels like what was once a fresh idea 18 months ago has been played out so much better in The Intern that we kind of feel like we're a little behind the game here, except for the visuals. I got to go back to the visuals too. I wish visuals could justify a good character in a story, but gosh, it's just not there. There's humor, but it just falls flat. You don't get a chance to see the connections, and as much as anytime you turn around you see a beautiful landscape or a nice Blade Runner ripoff, but you see a great landscape going around, you're still lost, and because there's just nothing to hang your hat on, it's hard to follow.
I mean, it's just this beautiful world, well crafted, but the story, the themes, the internal conflict among the characters is just really missing.
It's half and half for me. You have great visuals, you have a story that unfortunately chucks along because the characters aren't developed. It's about 2.5 for me.
Same. The visuals are strong, like you said, but the characters really aren't well developed. The actors can't really get in them, and in a lot of ways it feels like this Ghost in the Shell remake really is just all shell.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If you want to find out, if you want to see it, check out St. Joe Live tomorrow in the St. Joseph News Press, or check it out online, my review, stjoelive.com.
Catch me on Tuesdays at the Friends Front Row Film Series at the East Hills Library Theater, doing Alfred Hitchcock films all through April. It's going to be free, it's going to be fun. Tuesdays at 6:30. We'll see you then. And we'll be back next week to talk about more movies right here. Thank you much.